There's a series I watched a few years ago, and then it's called Criminal Minds. It is related to crime, and then it's just FBI agents trying to analyze serial offenses. Some of them are serial murder, serial abuses, serial molestations, and all. And then in 70 to 80% of the cases, by the time they are done solving that case, it is the person who is the unknown subject, as they call it, unsub, the unknown subject. By the time they draw a profile out, it most of the times points to the fact that the things these people are doing now, the harm they are causing to people now, the loss of lives they are causing now, have got a whole lot to do with what they were exposed to as children. So most of the times you see people that were beaten as a child, growing up to go after parents or after uncles or after mothers that beat children. You see that, or sometimes they even grow up to feel like that is how things are supposed to be, so you find them beating their own children or trying to punish their children beyond what the normal limit of punishment for a child should be. The brain of a child doesn't properly get developed until a particular age. Scientifically, that is proven. So as they are children, the things you expose them to begins to tell you what they are going to give to the world tomorrow. Feed them with love, and the world will experience love tomorrow. Feed them with hatred, and my God, you don't know what you have done to the world. Behind them, the world coming, you don't know the kind of hatred they are going to unleash on their world. And they know very well where to pick the people they are after from. Like if you go to emergency rooms, there are many cases of, okay, abuse that people don't report. So they might just want to put themselves in, maybe in the health sector where there's emergency, because of course you can always tell. Sometimes the nurse can always tell that this is a case of abuse, but since the parents are not coming forward, there's nothing they can do about it. You can't report it. If the person that has the problem say, I don't have a problem, what can you do? You just look. But they go to places like that, and when they notice, they begin to want to go after that person. That is one case scenario. The other case scenario is they grow up doing it to their children. So this thing happened when they were children. What happens when they become an adult? It happens that they start trying to do the same things to others. It's either one way or the other. So we have to be very careful what we expose our children to. And there are certain things we need to feed our children with. There are certain words they need to hear, and I'm going to be outlining three of them at the end. At the end of this video, you would have learned the three of them. I am not a therapist, and I'm no expert in any of the things I'm saying now. Like if you watch my previous videos, anything I come to talk about are things I have seen, things I have experienced, things I have seen around me, and I feel like the message can help someone. The first thing you need to expose your child to is love. That is the number one thing you need to expose your child to, as much love as that child can get. So if you know that your heart is filled with hatred right now and you're planning to have kids, please work on that hatred before you bring a child into that cycle of hatred. Love yourself sufficiently enough, because it is only what you have you can give. You can't give what you don't have. If you don't love yourself, there is no way you're trying to tell me right now that you can love somebody else. So sufficiently love yourself. If you're a man, if you're a woman, this applies to whichever gender. So long as you're planning to bring a child into this world, please fix your personal love life so that the mother or the father of that child, if you're a guy, the mother of the child you want to bring into the world, if you're a mother, the father of the child you want to bring into the world, make sure you love yourself enough. Give your partner enough love so that when that child comes, the child is just born into a love filled environment. This is the reason why most times we tell people, if you see a loveless person, that is not somebody you want to have a child with, because the child will grow up in the cycle of lovelessness, and these things will have impact in their life in future. So consciously work on your personal love life, how you love yourself, love your partner, and create a lovely environment for that child to come into. The second thing you want to work on is your expression. Are you the expressive type? Do you say things when you feel them? Because this is very important. As an adult now, if somebody loves me, I should know, because I'm an adult, of course. I see body language, I see the things you do. But children cannot tell the difference. It is what you tell them they believe. That is why if you're lying to them, sometimes they tend to believe in you so much. They don't want to believe what any other person has to say, because what you say to them is what they want to believe. So, are you expressive? As you love your child, are you able to communicate it? I love you. It goes a long way to develop the child's brain into a love filled environment. Are you expressive? If they do things you don't like, do you just keep quiet and then expect them to understand what you mean? Or do you call the person and say, Junior, this thing you have done is wrong. You cannot do this again. Don't do this again. These are the implications. Do you communicate? Are you expressive? Work on your expressions. Try to communicate at every point in time, because communication is a very good ingredient in every kind of relationship, be it romantic, be it the mother father relationship, relationship among siblings, relationships in all phases of life. Communication is a very good key to every relationship in all spheres of this life that we're living in. Are you expressive? Do you communicate? Work on your communication. Work on expressing directly without the person misunderstanding you. The third point for the purpose of this video is a sense of belonging. Give your child that sense of belonging, that you belong here. This is a family. I am your family. Even if you're a single parent, all of these rules applies. This rule of working on your personal love life, the second rule of trying to express yourself directly without being misunderstood, the third point being you working on telling that child he or she is welcome and belongs to a particular place. The reason why we have a lot of gang activities and maybe children trying to join the wrong gang, the wrong cult, is when children don't find acceptance where they are. They, the closest thing that looks like acceptance to them, they just hop at it. The closest thing that wants to look like acceptance, whether right or wrong, they just want, everybody wants to belong somewhere. I want to belong to my family. I want my family to make me feel like I belong here, to make me feel accepted. Work on telling that child constantly you are accepted. If you look at these 3 points I have mentioned now, they are all intertwined, they are interrelated. The central point of each interrelationship is the first one I mentioned, which is love. Because if you love someone, you communicate with the person and then you make the person feel accepted. So, first of all, you love your child sufficiently. Number two, as you love, communicate that love, communicate offenses, communicate what you want per time. And then the third item, of course, is work on a sense of belonging. Let that child feels like he or she belongs somewhere. Let him or her feels like, oh, I am accepted here, I am loved, I am told things I'm supposed to do clearly, and I am above all accepted. So there is no child that will grow up under this three atmosphere that is all wrapped around love, communication, and a sense of belonging, that would want to go ahead and give the world sorrow tomorrow. Yes, some things happen as people grow up and then maybe in their midlife, maybe as a teenager, not necessarily as a child, or maybe as an adult, even something, maybe you endure the kind of abuse and it happens for so long a time that it shapes you. That is a different case altogether. But what we are talking about here is consciously about your children. Work on these three items. I'll mention again: love, communicate, a sense of belonging, stroke acceptance. And with these three keys, I am sure you bring a child into the world that will make the world a better place tomorrow. And I'm sure, because I'm sure there are a lot of persons that are watching this video right now that didn't get this three items growing up, and you cannot tell me that you were not affected by it. Thank you very much for watching. I know you already know what to do. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Cheers and have a nice day. Mwah.